crafty people, this is Ellen with EGI Designs and welcome to my channel. Today is another episode of Saturday Sketch Series, and today we are doing a sketch from Call Me Crafty Al and her monthly Sheetload of Cards Sketches. This is the one for October 2025, and this one's a little bit of a fun fold kind of a thing. So if you've never used a Sheetload of Card Sketch, Alicia from Call Me Crafty Al, every month she comes out with a brand new sketch, and it gives you all of the directions, all of the cutting guides and everything like that. And it'll tell you in here, this one yields 8 cards if you cut it to the directions. And if you only want to make one card, they also have that here. And then all of the cutting information is on the back, the amount of papers you need and all that good stuff. So these are always awesome, especially if you need to make a ton of cards. Like if you're doing Christmas cards or, Mother's Day, or anytime you need a bunch of them, these sketches are the way to go. I will link over to Call Me Crafty Al's video for this, where you can download this printable, and a little bit of housekeeping for me. Everything that I use today I will list in the description box and over on my blog at egidesigns.com. I do have affiliate links, and any of the sketch that I change, I will also put those measurements there and on my blog as well. So let's get started. So what I'm using today is this Craftsmith Berry Tapestry Fall paper pad, and it is awesome. I love the colors in it. I'll show you. For some of the accents, I just cut out some of the pumpkins, and then I used a die to cut out the individual pumpkins. So I'll show you that coming up. Then I am using this Altenew Cozy Sweater embossing folder. We're having a craft lunch, apologies. And this is what that looks like, and it's so beautiful. Then we're using the Gina K Designs Give a Gift, and we're using the coffee cup here. And this can either make a present gift, or you can use the coffee cup. But if you're going to use this as a gift card holder, you can actually, on the lid, you can attach the gift card to the lid, so then the recipient can pull it out, which is pretty cool. We're just using it as a die cut on the front of a card with no gift card, but it's a very versatile set. And then for the sentiment, this is the Thankful and Blessed stamp set, and I was using the Warm Autumn Birthday Wishes to You. This card is for one of my besties who has a fall birthday, so I thought that that would be perfect. Alright, I cut out a bunch of the pieces ahead of time, so we would just be ready to go to build this. Alright, so here's kind of what we're going for. So the patterned paper, the plaid paper, I cut that and just laid it out where that should go. So the two sides are the same, the middle is a little bit wider. And then I used that embossing folder. I made this as a 6x6, but then I trimmed it. This middle part is also actually from there. And so you can see that it's from either side. And I wanted these to be mirrored pieces, so I cut off the left section flipped it around, cut off the right section, so I'd have that, and then I cut out just the middle to go on this, which I'm going to put on the back. So I want to make sure I used up all of this beautiful embossed image here. So that's going to go like that. The plaid is part of the sketch. These are not, so that's how I tweaked it just a little bit. And the this measures 1.5 by 5, so it is a 1/4 inch smaller than the plaid mats. So I'm just going to set these aside so we can put this together. So this is an interesting fold because it will stand up on its own. And so according to the sketch, it shows on the back. So for the card bases, you want to score at 2 and 3 on both sides. Also to note, this piece of paper is 8 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that's a little bit different. Normally a card base would be 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. So it's down to 8 1/4 by 5 1/2 there. And that's just to allow with all of the scoring and everything. So I scored it at 2 and 3, flip it around, 2 and 3, okay? And then, so the 3-inch scores go in, and then on the 2-inch scores, those go out. So it kind of looks like a U or something to that effect. So this is how this goes. Then I cut out the coffee cup pieces. Here's the lid. And this is what I was talking about. I used the die from the gift set, this, and trimmed out the pumpkin for that. The wrap for the coffee cup is this one. The coffee cup is this, and then you have the lid piece and then the edge piece for that. So you have everything you need, and then here is the little piece to put on the bottom. Because this pattern paper was just very thin, you know, scrapbook paper, I actually backed it with a piece of Kraft. This is Gina K Kraft. So I used double-sided adhesive sheets from Altenew, and so I put this on top of the Kraft, and then I cut it all out together. So this would be very sturdy, because this is going on here and it's hanging off the edge a little bit. So if it was just the pattern paper, it would just fold, it would, or tear, or not be very good. Alright, so we have that, and then this will go on the front of that. Like, how cute is that? This color scheme is awesome too. So let's start getting the pieces together. I'm trying to think of where to start. We can probably get gluing on here. Just trying to think, should we use glue or tape runner? I think glue today. So I'm going to get all these pieces on. I'll speed it up a little bit. So this, because it's really dimensional, I'm going to make sure I put a lot of glue on that and get that stuck to the plaid piece. Okay, so we have everything glued together. So that's what that's going to look like. And I did, this is not on the sketch. I I wanted to use up the embossing there, and also kind of add a little interest onto the back. So I just used the same mat size as here, and then I have a 1 3/4 by 5 for the embossed part there. All right, I think that looks really cute and cozy. We'll get that glued up here. All right, so now it's time to build this. I'm gonna put on the cozy. I was thinking about, I have like a corrugated embossing folder, and I was kind of considering it for this. But then I liked how this looked just plain. So you can really make it however you want. These little gift cups. Like, I just think that looks so sweet. And you could do this for Christmas, wintertime, and you could just, you know, do snowflakes and all that good stuff. It'd be so pretty. Alright, let's get this bottom one on, and then actually, I think what I'm gonna do, put that in our stack up here. I'm going to add a little bit of shading on the edge here, just to help it pop off a little bit. I'm using a very, very light color. I have the Distress Ink in Lost Shadow. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me get my new thing. So this is a new mag ink holder from Glassboard Studios, and it's magnetic on there, so it is sticky stuck. And if it's something that you're interested in, or a glass mat or any of that, I do have a coupon code for Glassboard Studios. It is EGI Designs altogether, and I will put that in the description box at my blog as well. So, and it's good for 15% off. Which is pretty awesome. So I'm just adding the tiniest little bit of ink blending on here. And it's only just to give it a little bit of a, like a shadow, to kind of set the pieces apart from each other. And these are also awesome too, because you could put your beads in there, and there's a little funnel, so you can pour your beads back in there. It's a great kind of a third hand to help you out while you're crafting. Alright, so we need to get this glued together. I'm just going to bring a silicone mat out here so we can not get glue all over the place. Alright, let's see. We'll put this on the bottom first. Okay, and then we will get this together. And this piece just goes right on top of that piece, so you get that kind of dimensional depth look. Oh my goodness, that looks so cute. Holy cow. Alright. I love when your creative vision actually comes to fruition and you're like, oh, this is so exciting. I love it. Alright, let's see. So I'm adding on here. We can kind of judge how far to put this. I think one plaid line up. So one thing you can do if you're trying to judge where to put the glue, because obviously you don't want it on the far edges, you can turn it over so you can visually see where it needs to be. And you can unfold the card to put the pieces on. It'll make it a little easier. I think I'm going to put a little strip of foam tape behind here, just on the top, because we need to even it out. I have this 1/4 inch Altenew foam tape, and it is 1/16 thick, loft, or whatever you want to call it. So it's very, very thin and just adds a little bit. Alright, so this is going over here. Alright, I think that'll be good. And again with the glue, just turning that over so I know where to put the glue. And I'm putting the glue on the foam tape so we have a little wiggle room. Okay, so here is our card front. And if you look at the sketch, the sketch calls for a circle in the middle on the front. So this is, you know, the whole point of the Saturday Sketch series is to take a sketch and turn it into your own. So in this case, I wanted to put the coffee cup on the front, since that's what my friend loves, her full coffees. So put that on the front and change that out for the circle. So that's just one thing you can change up. Again, the mats on here, that was according to the sketch, but then I put the embossed pieces here. So that's another way. And then also changed it a little bit by putting the embossed piece on the back. So here is what this looks like. It's so cute. How fun. And then it just stands up. Alright, so then we're going to add on the back. And so to save time, I had made this earlier, but this panel is, let me think offhand, 4 by 5 1/4, and I took a strip of the pattern paper, and then again I cut another pumpkin out of that pattern paper as well. And then here I did the warm autumn birthday wishes to you. And I used let me just double check for you. I think it's somewhere. Oh, here it is. The Lovely Lavender by Gina K Designs. And that matched perfectly with that. So the back of the card is kind of interesting. You only need to attach it to one side. So then it can open and stand like that. Because if you had it all glued together, I mean, you could do that, but it would be kind of weird. So only doing one side, you know, helps it to be able to slide. So what you want to do is kind of squish it so that you can put this on centered up. And just thinking what would be best to use here. I'm almost thinking double-sided tape, but I think I'm going to use my tape runner. So again, you need to kind of eyeball where this is going to go. So I only want to put adhesive here to here. I think I can go one more. The main thing is you don't want to go too far over, or you will end up gluing everything together. Okay, so I'm just shutting this and lining this up best I can. Okay, so then there is the back. So this lays flat to go in the mail, and then when the recipient gets it, it'll kind of pop a little bit. You get that dimension, and then you can write your sentiment and your message on the back. So this has been a really fun sketch, and we get all that great dimension on there. So again, this is what what the sketch looks like, and this is what we ended up with. And I just think that is so sweet for a fall card. And again, you could do a Christmas one. That would be amazing too. If you enjoyed this sketch video today, I would love it if you could hit that like button and also consider subscribing to my channel. It really helps support me and get out my content to other crafters just like you. If you want to stick around, I will put a couple of playlists up on the top. I'll do my card making playlist, and then I will also do my Saturday sketch series playlist for you. And I do also have a Sheetload of Cards playlist if you're interested in that, and I can put that in the description box for you. Come join me on Facebook, Pinterest, and my blog, egidesigns.com. Thanks so much for stopping by today, and have an amazing day. Bye-bye.